Hello and welcome to the Domination Podcast YouTube channel. Thank you very much for checking out this segment of our full show, which can be found on all streaming services at Domination Podcast. Without any further ado, let's talk sport. The Atlanta Falcons simply cannot win a game, can they? It seems like they do everything they possibly can to lose a game. You could just chalk it down to Tom Brady. It's another Tom Brady comeback. It's what he does. Or you could put it down to Matt Ryan. He choked again. The first half, the Falcons looked legit. They looked like they were going to win this game and win this game easily. They were able to get some pressure on Tom Brady, generate a consistent pass rush through the middle of that offensive line, and they got to Tom Brady. They also found out some holes in the Bucs defense. Their secondary is very gettable. Those linebackers, when they play in coverage, they look completely lost. The one thing I can't understand about the Bucs strategy, without Julio Jones, they let Calvin Ridley run wherever he wanted to. They didn't double team Calvin Ridley. They didn't let other players try to beat them. No Julio Jones, and Calvin Ridley looked like a legit stud. He can play, but the Bucs made him look a hell of a lot better than he actually is. So this was all in the first half. And then flick was switched. Tom Brady got some better protection, and he made some plays. But at the same time, with any big comeback, it has to work both ways. To find some rhythm on offense, as well as make some plays on defense. Matt Ryan needs to get better to not give opportunities away. It seems like he consistently chokes. He gave the Bucs momentum, and the Bucs are what I like to call a classic momentum team. As soon as Tom Brady starts to make some plays, he finds some of his stud receivers, he finds Mike Evans, he finds Cameron Brate, he finds Gronk, he finds Antonio Brown. He makes these big plays, and they get some momentum. He even had a brother-to-brother connection with Antonio Brady. The Bucs have so much talent outside. All they need is to give Brady some consistent protection. He can chip it down if he needs to, or make the big play. He still has the arm to do that, but the one thing they have to do is consistently protect him. And if he can make a few plays here and there, keep it going, keep drives alive, dink and dunk, and then the big play, dink and dunk, and then the big play, they can beat anybody. Get some momentum, and then the defense can start getting after you. Devin White can start sacking you. That front line is ridiculous for the Bucs. Ndamukong Suh, Shaq Barrett, JPP, and those linebackers, Levante David and Devin White, can seriously rush the quarterback. And it seems like they're at their best once the offense gets going. Now, speaking of the Bucs secondary, I know there is definitely some holes in there, but that Antonio Winfield player, that safety, he is a legit stud. He can fucking play. That play he made to stop that touchdown to Calvin Ridley, that was a hell of a play. He identified early that's where he needed to get to, and he flat out got there and made a tremendous play. That was the play of the game. And then what happened? They made a big play, they got some momentum, and they got a sack. And they made that kick a hell of a lot more difficult than it needed to. And what happened? Younghoe Koo nailed it from over 50. That's just the kind of season he's having. But you can see my point. When the Bucs have momentum, when they make big plays, this is how they win. Now, Matt Ryan. I like Matt Ryan. He had a hell of a year, he's won an MVP, and he is a legit top 10 quarterback in the league. He can play. But I think it's time for him to find a new home. I think Atlanta needs to move off of him and find someone else. It seems like he gets them in the right position in the first half, and then he cannot make enough plays to get them over the hump. If you look at his first halves versus his second halves, it's night and day. This guy is tremendous in the first half, gets out to big leads, and then cannot make big plays. Where will he go? Who knows? San Francisco could certainly use a quarterback, because Jimmy Garoppolo is not that guy. Him in San Francisco will seriously work, with a great young head coach. Kyle Shanahan knows what he's doing. He runs the ball, he plays action, and he limits the possessions that the quarterback has. That'd be a perfect fit for Matt Ryan. Saying he choked again is probably a little harsh, but he does seem to have a record. Anyone remember 28-3 in the Super Bowl? Does that bring back any memories? A couple of those plays that he made in that Super Bowl too, where he was sacked when he shouldn't have been sacked, where the only play he had to give up was not a sack. Throw the ball away. Get out of harm's way. It just seems like this consistently happens. When it happens consistently, it means that Matt Ryan simply is not that guy. Thank you very much for checking out that segment of the Domination Podcast. You can find full episodes of our podcast on all streaming services, as well as on social media, on Twitter at DominationPcast and on Instagram at Domination Podcast. Make sure to like and subscribe and be ready for more content coming soon.